Hi.
Today we're at the Danish Design Museum.
Yes.
You and me, just you and me.
Yes.
And look at those red chairs behind you.
Yeah. Quite modern.
Yes. Well, we're going to start the tour by eating breakfast. Because a visit to cafe is a very important part of our museum visits. But this is how we're beginning because we haven't had our morning coffee
Yes.
yet. So
Morning
let's
snack.
see how this is.
Yes.
And then we explore the Design Museum on this week's Travelin. All right, not to be too disruptive, because a minute ago you saw us in the cafe in the museum eating and drinking coffee.
Now we're not doing that.
Now we're in our house.
We are.
And in a minute we're gonna go back.
Yes.
But I realized, like, while we were there, I felt like, there were so many people, I didn't want to be disruptive and talk a lot.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk again until when we left.
No.
And I felt like we needed to just jump in and say a few things before we got to the museum itself. And what I want to say is its location is not super far from the harbor. And
Blelgil, which is funny, I don't know if you know what it means, but it actually means like wide street.
Wide Street, 68. It's not far from the church and Amaliaberg and all that stuff. That was only a few blocks away. So it's pretty accessible if you get downtown. It's all in that like walking area, basically, not super far. And also there were different sections that we go through.
Yeah.
And so we're going to, in a minute, see the musical montage of us walking through these sections. Right now, this is right now, basically, this was January of 2023. So if you watch this in 4 years, it'll probably be different. By the way, I was writing these things down, and I saw that the chair exhibit, which we wanted to see, was a couple years ago, like where there's like the wall of like corridor of chairs. That was an exhibit a couple years ago.
Okay.
So that's why it wasn't there.
Okay.
So there's one called Future is Present, which was interesting because it had all these like ideas of what futuristic design might be. And one of the neat things we saw was they had this video that was talking about these robots that would fly to Mars and then use the soil in Mars to 3D print.
Yeah,
like walls of a building and stuff, and actually make a construction with 3D printers on the surface of Mars.
You can like 3D print with like cement now and stuff.
Yeah.
There's like cement machines now.
I mean, it's super interesting to think about how design even like to need to design with science and everything in mind along with functionality, and I mean that takes it to the extreme.
It's pretty cool.
So this is the kind of stuff that's in that exhibit. There was one called The Magic of Form, which talked about, that's where they had some chairs and some various types of Danish design. One called Wonder, that it was about how things become an object. So they had a bunch of like random objects and stuff that weren't all connected, but it's this idea that something becomes an object and there's a design associated with it.
Everything has a design.
Yeah, there's also this whole thing about patterns, which was pretty interesting.
Yes, that was interesting. I like that.
Textile, and this is where I started to realize, design is not just this couch we're sitting on or a building. It's everything.
Yeah.
Also, the little table cover thyself, which was like all that. There was like that table, that really long table that had all those different kinds of plates and cups, and it was all made up. And then Danish silver, and then this thing in the making that was about like the process of making things. And also, they also have some things they just have in their collection that's just there. And one of the interesting things, and I got a section of this in the video, were these, I don't know what it's called, but basically a samurai sword has this like plate that is in the handle that protects your hand from like accidentally sliding and cutting yourself on and they're very super decorative, and they had like all these drawers with those things.
Cool ones. My favorite thing was this little thing that like spun around, and when it span around really fast, it almost like animated this little thing.
Oh yeah,
to make it look like it was like running or jumping or something. I think we got a video of that.
I don't think I got that.
Well, you can imagine it.
Or
go yourself.
And speaking of going, I think we've done a good intro here.
Yeah.
Let's go right now.
Yes.
And show you the Danish Design Museum in downtown Copenhagen.
Yes.
We have left the museum.
We have.
Right there behind you.
Yes, there it is.
And how'd you like it?
I really liked it. I thought it was really nice.
Yeah.
It was kind of like I didn't really expect it to be like an art museum, I guess. I mean, I guess it's a design museum, but I was expecting a lot of chairs.
Yeah?
And
there
less
as many chairs as I
stuff.
thought there would be. I thought there'd be more chairs too.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really, really nice and very interesting. I like how they had like the past, present, and future kind of.
Well, I think what was interesting for me is it made me realize that going back to the comments about chairs, which by the way, there's a chair outside over there.
There's a chair there.
And there's a chair over here. So you can certainly understand why you'd assume there'd be lots of chairs.
Yeah.
But
we even got a chair poster.
yeah, the one that was in the restaurant. But I think what I determined is, like, I guess I realized that design is such a factor in so many things in life.
Mm-hmm.
From, like, the utensils to the
Kettles.
cups and candles and buildings and fabrics.
Design is everywhere.
It's everywhere. So they talked about everything, not just chairs.
No.
So it was super fascinating. I think it's definitely worth coming and checking out. And the
I
breakfast
agree.
was good. The coffee was good.
It was good.
You had a good hot chocolate.
Yes. And they had a really nice gift shop with all kinds of cool books. Like really nice coffee table books.
Yeah. It was very cool. I think it's worth it. And it's not too far from, actually
Central
Little Mermaid-ish is
Copenhagen.
way over that way, I think. And then a bunch of other stuff is that way, which is about where we're going to go to get back home. And I think it's cool. Come check out the Danish Design Museum.
Yes.